What's going on, YouTube? Thomas L here. It's Thursday. That means it's time for another week of Opening This Week segment, where I, of course, talk about the new movies pretty much opening this week in either theaters or Netflix. And also, that being said, here's the films opening this week. All right, first film I'm going to talk about is Wonder Park. Now, the review just came out, and it has like a 20% on Rotten Tomatoes. Ooh, not that great. Sad too, because I think the trailer looked pretty good. Like it looked, visually stunning. Really like the animation. I like the voice cast. I mean, the voices in this includes Jennifer Garner, Mila Kunis, Matthew Broderick, John Oliver, who's doing another voiceover work this year with The Lion King, by the way. Keena Thompson is in this, and I believe the director of this is David Faiz, who also created Cow and Chicken. Although I'm not 100% sure if he's actually still directing this or not, because I know the movie did have one director, but he got fired off of the film and because some misconduct and all. But I'm not really 100% sure if it was David or not. But who knows? All I know is I think the movie looks pretty good, and I'm pretty sure kids might actually love this. And it's also from Nickelodeon Animation, who usually is a hit and miss once in a while with their films. This is probably going to end up being a mess, but we'll see. I mean, the movie Monster Trucks didn't get the best reviews, and I admit that movie was actually pretty fun. So I'll still give this one a shot. I mean, really, let's be for real. It looks much better than that terrible Sherlock Gnomes movie that Paramount put out last March. So there's that. But we'll see. Also open this week is a film called Captive State. Now, I have no idea what the heck is going on in this movie. I mean, here's a synopsis. Set in a Chicago neighborhood nearly a decade after an occupation by an extraterrestrial force, Captive State explores the lives on both sides of the conflict, the collaborators and dissidents. I mean, the trailer, it literally looked like The Purge. I mean, there's like a voice overwork that's in this that literally sounds like the announcer lady from The Purge. You know how in the Purge movies, there's like a woman on the radio, I think it was a radio or whatever, that says, announcing your combat system, announcing the commitment of the Purge and all. That voice literally sounded similar to the voice from The Purge. So, I mean, this looks like a mix of both The Purge and Cloverfield. Like, I got like a Cloverfield feel from this movie too, but it's not from. I don't know if it's really from. If it's really a Cloverfield movie, because let's be for real. After that last Cloverfield movie, I'm pretty sure we're probably not going to see any more Cloverfield-based things in a while. And also, John Goodman was he was in 10 Cloverfield Lane, so I don't know if it's going to be cool seeing him as like a different character in Captive State, but I don't really know if this is like another Purge or if it's not. I don't know if it's another Purge or if it's another Cloverfield, but the trailers, I admit, didn't really do much for me. Also, see it because I do like the cast. I mean, the cast in this includes John Goodman, Vera Farmiga, Machine Gun Kelly, who, by the way, is surprisingly not all have bad at movies. I mean, he was pretty good in the movie Nerve. He was also actually pretty decent on that Netflix movie Bird Box. So he's not all that bad when it comes to being in films. I mean, he's not a great actor. I'm not saying he's a good actor or anything, but like I think sooner or later he's probably going to slowly become a pretty decent actor. I mean, of course, it only depends if you give him the right material to work with and all, kind of like with Gal Gadot. But anyway, yeah, I'll probably still check this one out. But hopefully it's good because also the director is pretty good too. Like it's directed by Rupert Wyatt, who also directed the first Apes movie, Rise of the Planet of the Apes. And he also directed The Gambler with Mark Wahlberg, which I think is critically underrated. And he was supposed to direct the Gambit movie, but God knows if that's ever coming. So hopefully this movie, hopefully it's a surprise, but we'll see. Also out this week is a film called 5 Feet Apart, which stars Haley Lou Richardson and Cole Sprouse. Like in it, Haley Lou Richardson plays a girl named Stella Grant, who is every bit of a 17-year-old. She's like attached to her laptop, and loves her best friends. But unlike most teenagers, she spends much of her time living in a hospital as a cystic fibrosis patient, and her life is full of routine, boundaries, and self-control, all of which is put to the test when she meets an impossibly charming fellow SF patient named Will Newman, played by Cole Sprouse. And so, like, there's a instant flirtation, though restrictions dictate that they have to retain 5 feet apart, or else like they'll catch each other's disease, and that's pretty difficult because they actually end up liking each other. And I mean, this one kind of reminds me of Fault in Our Stars, the film that got released a couple years ago with Shailene Woodley. It has that feel to it. And also it reminds me of that movie that got released last year, Midnight Sun, with Bella Thorne. I mean, I think this movie looks pretty cute and charming. I'm also becoming a big fan of Haley Lou Richardson. Cole Sprouse is pretty decent. I mean, I really like him as Jughead on Riverdale. And it's directed by Justin Baldoni, who, by the way, is best known for the show Jane the Virgin. So there's that. I mean, I think this movie could be pretty decent. Sadly, it's not getting one of the best reviews either. I mean, it has like a can't remember the actual score. Check. I think it has like a 33% Rotten Tomatoes. Let me double check. Oh, it has a 31%. Not getting the best reviews, but hey, Midnight Sun didn't get great reviews either, and that was actually pretty decent. That wasn't a great movie, but it wasn't all that bad. I'll also see this because I'm actually a fan of Haley Richardson. Cole Sprouse is great, so it'll be interesting to see how good this movie is. Also open this week is Nancy Drew and the Hidden Staircase. Now, of course, this movie is based on the classic book series. Now, this is not the only Nancy Drew-based thing coming out this year. I think maybe this year, or probably could be next year, CW is probably going to be doing a Nancy Drew TV series. It hasn't really been picked up for series yet, so I don't know if it's still really coming, but hey, more Nancy Drews, I guess. I mean, we haven't really had a Nancy Drew feature since the Emma Roberts one, which was actually okay. I mean, in this Nancy Drew movie, here's what it's supposed to be about. After the death of his wife, Carson Drew decides to leave Chicago behind and make a fresh start with his daughter in River Heights. But for 16-year-old Nancy Drew, life in a small town is mighty dull. She longs for excitement, adventures, and a chance to make a difference. Nancy gets that opportunity when she is asked to help solve the ghostly activity at the Twin Elms Mansion. Can she help explain the creaking footsteps, exploding light bulbs, and the ominous creature? Is it the handiwork of high school bully Derek Barnes, or is it possible that the ghost of the original owner, Malcolm Koufax, is back for revenge? Recruiting her best friends George and Bess, along with local mean girl Helen, Nancy Drew is of course on the case. I think this looks pretty decent. I mean, the trailer didn't blow me away, nothing like that, but it looks like it could be pretty good. I mean, the reviews is also decent too. Like, it has a 71% as we speak. I'm surprised about that one. I mean, I didn't really expect this film to get great reviews or anything, but 71's pretty high. And also, the one playing next to is Sophie Lillis, who, by the way, played Beverly in the Stephen King film It. And she's reprising her role again in the sequel, where Jessica Chastain plays the older Beverly. I mean, it's nice to see some of these actors, breaking out into bigger stuff. Not saying this movie is like big or anything, but hey, it's a nice between this and It, since both movies have got like great reviews. Hey, she's picking some pretty good projects there, huh? Also, out this week, there's a film called Ash is Purest White. I don't really know much about that. I think it's like a Chinese film, and it's a tragic comedy, intentionally set in Shanghai, Hong criminal underworld setting. Ash's Purest White is less a gangster movie than a melodrama with a three-part structure, and it begins following the quick-witted Kilo, played by Tao Zhao, and her mobster boyfriend Ben, played by Fan Liao. And as like they stake out their turf against rivals and upstart in 2001, post-industrial Dadong before expanding out into an epic narrative of how abstract forces shape individual lives, and continues Jia Zhangke, her body of the work as a record of 21st century China and its warp speed transformations. I don't really know much about that. I mean, to be honest, I've seen like some pretty good Chinese movies. Haven't really seen a whole lot of them. But this one I'll probably give it a go. I mean, I really dig the synopsis, so I'll probably check it out online or something. Also out this week, there's a film called Mission of Honor. Here's what this is about. Mission of Honor is the story of a group of brave Polish pilots known as Squadron 303 who fought in the skies over England in World War II. Not just keep Great Britain free from the Nazis, but also to keep alive the very idea of their own country, which has existed in its modern form for barely 20 years before it was equipped with the almost obsolete Hurricane airplane and RAF blue uniforms. They fought and Poland lives. Now, a nice World War II movies don't have bad, but to be honest, this trailer didn't. I mean, I saw the trailer for this, and it did not really look all that great. The movie stars Iwan Rheon, who's best known for Game of Thrones, and he played the villain in that short-lived Inhuman series. And I think it has a few other good cast members. Let me check the cast list out. There's also Stephanie Martin, Milo Gibson, who, by the way, is the son of Mel Gibson. Some good cast members. Maybe if it's online or something, I'll probably give it a shot. But anyway, hopefully, Iwan Rheon will get something like bigger in the near future. Because I mean, I'm one of the rare folks who actually didn't mind Inhumans, but I mean, even people who didn't like that show can't deny that Rheon was actually pretty decent on that show. So hopefully he'll get something like, hopefully he'll get like a big break in the near future, but we'll see. I mean, let's hope that Inhumans didn't really tear up his career. Also, at this week, there's a film called The Mustang, which is a remake of a foreign film, and it is about a Roman played by. Now, I always misbutcher his name, but he's a really good French actor, but I never really knew how to pronounce his name that well. But it's this actor named Mathis Chouinard, who you might know from like some really good French movies like Rusted Bone. He's been in some other pretty decent stuff. But anyway, in this, he plays a convict in a rural Nevada prison who struggles to escape his violent past and is like required to participate in an outdoor maintenance program as part of his state trainer mandated social rehabilitation. And so, like, spotted by a no nonsense veteran trainer played by Bruce Dern, and helped by an outgoing fellow inmate and track rider played by Jason Mecha. Roman is like accepted into the selective wild horse training selection of the program, where he finds his own humanity and is gently and like especially unbreakable Mustang. So the trailer looks pretty decent. I mean, I never really seen the original film that it's based on, but I mean, Mathis is a really great actor. I really like Jason Mecha. Ever since he played Eazy-E in Straight Outta Compton, I've been becoming a fan of this guy. And also, Gillian Adlon, who's also the daughter of the actress from that show Better Things. She's in this. You also got Connie Byrne. Some very good cast members. I'll probably give this one maybe a shot when it comes out. Also out this week is a film called The Aftermath. The Aftermath is set in post-war Germany in 1949 and is about Rachel Morgan, played by Keira Knightley, who arrives in the ruins of Hamburg in the bitter winter, to be reunited with her husband Lewis, played by Jason Clarke, who's a British colonel charged with rebuilding the shattered city. But as they set off for their new home, Rachel is stunned to discover that Lewis has made an unexpected decision. They will be sharing the grand house with its previous owner, a German widower played by Alexander Skarsgård, and his troubled daughter. In the charged atmosphere, enmity and grief give way passion and betrayal. So, and from what I get in the trailer, she Jason Clarke. He, like always, he plays like a douchey husband. He's always good at playing those type of bad, drunken, douchey husbands. I mean, hopefully he doesn't become a douche in Pet Sematary. Anyway, and from what I got from the trailer is Keira Knightley pretty much has an affair with Alexander Skarsgård character. I mean, I kind of want to see this. Keira Knightley, I'm a fan of her. She's like the queen of period piece. I mean, think of all the period piece movies she's been in: Pride and Prejudice, Colette, Nutcracker's technically a period piece because it took place in like the 40s or whatever. Let's see, what else? Atonement. Oh boy, I could name a lot of period piece movies that woman's been in. I mean, if you want an actress for a period piece movie, just give Keira Knightley a call. She'll do that one in a heartbeat. By the way, I think this looks like it could be a pretty decent little romance film. I mean, the romance between Keira Knightley and Alexander Skarsgård looks pretty decent. Jason Clarke, he's a good actor, but that guy always plays the same role. He always plays like the very douchey trash husband in almost every role. I mean, he was a trashy husband in that terrible Serenity movie. So I'm definitely down to check this one out. I think it looks pretty like a decent period piece film. So I'll definitely give this one a shot. Also out this week is a film called The Hummingbird Project, which is directed by Kim Nugent, and it exposes the ruthless edge of our increasingly. Right, I lost you guys. Anyway, it's exposes the ruthless edge of our increasingly digital world, and it's about cousins from New York. Vincent, played by Jesse Eisenberg, and the aforementioned Alexander Skarsgård, who are players in the high-stakes game of high-frequency trading, but like where the where winning is measured in milliseconds. Their dreams to build a straight fiber optic cable line between Kansas and New Jersey, making them millions, but nothing is straightforward for this flawed pair. Anton is the brains and Vincent is the hustler, and together they push each other and everyone around them to the breaking point. But with their quixotic adventures, constantly breathing down their own necks is their boss Ava Torres, played by Salma Hayek, who's a powerful, intoxicating, and manipulative trader who will stop at nothing to come between them and beat them at their own game. Who doesn't love Salma Hayek? I mean, that woman is literally almost 50, and she hasn't aged one bit. I mean, that woman still looks good. I mean, that of course, she was in Desperado and From Dusk to Dawn, and that woman still looks the same now as she was the time those movies got released. Anyway, let me focus and quit thinking about Salma Hayek for a second. Anywho, I think this looks like a pretty decent film. I mean, it's another movie that has Skarsgård in it. Alexander Skarsgård, like since True Blood, I'm glad to see his career, going to new heights. I mean, of course, he was in Legends of Tarzan, which pretty much tanked. So I'm really happy to see that didn't screw his career up. Like since that, he of course appeared on that mini series Big Little Lies. We returns for the sequel, not to mention. He's also in that new movie Long Shot with Seth Rogen and Charlize Theron. He's in some other stuff coming out in the near future, so I'm really glad to see his career really taking off. I mean, the Skarsgård family, they are pretty much one of the best celebrity families out there. I mean, Alexander, Bill Skarsgård, a.k.a. Pennywise, Stellan Skarsgård is great. I mean, all the Skarsgård are the best. But I can't really say all, because they have the siblings have a couple of brothers that I never really heard of or seen and stuff before, but most of the Skarsgårds I know of are really decent. Right. Also open this week is a film called Yachty, which is the directorial debut by Idris Elba. So yeah, this is Idris Elba's first feature film. And I mean, Idris Elba, he also has a show premiere this week as well called, I forgot the name. I think it's called Turn Up Charlie, which comes to Netflix. So he has like two things coming out this week. Oh, and he was great hosting SNL, by the way. I mean, to change the subject a little, he was a really great SNL host. But anywho, here's what Yachty is about. Set in 70s Kingston and 80s Hackney, Yachty centers on the life of a young Jamaican man named D, played by Amal Eman, who has never fully recovered from the murder committed during his childhood of his older brother Jerry Dredd, played by Eduardo Curry. D grows up under the wing of a Kingston Don and music producer named King Fox, played by Sheldon Shepherd. Fox dispatches him to London, where he reconnects with his childhood sweetheart Yvonne, played by Chantal Jackson, and his daughter, who he's not seen since she was a baby. He also hooks up with a sound clash crew called High Noon. But before he can be convinced to abandon his life of crime and follow the righteous path, he encounters the man who shot his brother 10 years earlier and embarks on a bloody, explosive quest for retribution. a quest which brings him into conflict with vicious London gangster Rico, played by Stephen Graham. Stephen Graham is a cool actor. I mean, to me, I call him the British Robert De Niro and British Marlon Brando. He kind of has like a Robert De Niro and Marlon Brando look to him. I mean, I've seen him in a few interesting stuff, and that dude's awesome. Anyway, Amin looks pretty cool in this. I believe he was in the Maze Runner movie, if I'm not mistaken, or could be something. I'm not really sure who that kid is. Actually, I remember seeing him in something before, but can't really put it on top of my head. But anyway, this trailer looks cool. I mean, it's a directorial debut by Idris Elba, so it's really nice to see actors going from being an actor to making their directorial debut. Like last year alone was really great when it came to actors making their directorial debuts. Whether it would be Bradley Cooper, Paul Dano, Jonah Hill, Ike Barinholtz. Some really good actors made their directorial debuts last year, and looks like Idris Elba is the next one. And this is actually not going to be his first directed movie, because he's also directing like a Netflix movie about Hunchback of Notre Dame. So there's that. Anyway, I'm definitely check this one out. I mean, I think it looks really good. Like, I do love me a good gangster movie. So I'll definitely give this one a shot. Also out this week, there's a film called Starfish. Here's what Starfish is about. When a mysterious signal triggers an event that sparks the end of the world, Audrey Parker, played by Virginia Garner, who was also seen in that Halloween movie. Anyway, Aubrey Parker is trapped in her dead best friend's apartment with a single cassette tape label. This mixtape will save the world. With reality fraying at the edges, Aubrey must unlock the secrets of the signal, a secret that could end up saving the world or condemning it. I mean, Virginia Garner is pretty good. You know, she was pretty good in the part she was in last year's Halloween. She's of course best known for that show, The Runaways. It'll be interesting to see how great her career is going to go and all. Sorry about that. Alright, guys. Anyway. Now, I saw the trailer for this, and it did not look all that great, but the synopsis sounds cool, so maybe if it's online, I'll probably give it a shot. Alright, also out this week is that there's a film called The Sex Trip. Yeah, I'm not kidding. There's literally a movie coming out this week called The Sex Trip, which I do not know nothing about. Here's what it's about. Peddling a self-help book about how to bed gals is cursed by a magical crone who turns himself into a woman. Really? Unable to reverse the curse, he decides instead to fully explore the strange turn of events, leading to new revelations about sex, love, inner beauties, and his own purpose of life. I mean, I don't know much about that, but hey, could be interesting. You know, we don't really see as many sex comedies as there was back in the days. I mean, of course, the best one to me is probably Porky's and American Pie. But this one, I really don't know much about. I mean, maybe it could be similar to that movie Sex Drive, which I love, by the way. But yeah, I'll probably give this one a shot. I mean, I'm a sucker. Yeah, if it's online, I'll probably give this one a go. Anyway. Also out this week, there's a film called Iceman, which I don't really know much about. There's a Polish film called Knife and Heart, which stars Vanessa Paradis. Like in this, Vanessa Paradis plays a character named Anne who produces third-rate gay porn. And so, like, after her editor and Lois leaves She tries to win her back by shooting her most ambitious film yet, with her trusted flaming sidekick Archibald. But one of her actors is brutally murdered, and Anne gets caught up in a strange investigation that turns her life upside down. Yeah, I don't really know much about that, but I'll probably give that one a shot. Online, maybe not. Yeah, there is. Anyway, also out this week, there's a Western movie called Never Grow Old, which is here's what it's about. The once peaceful frontier town is now a den of vice after vicious outlaw Dutch Albert, played by John Cusack, and his gang arrive and began gunning down their opposition. Undertaker Patrick Tate, played by Emil Hirsch, must choose between the blood money he makes burying the murder's victims and the dreads he and his family face in this intense and gritty western. I mean, it stars, of course, John Cusack and Emil Hirsch, so cool actors. I mean, John Cusack is seriously going to the Bruce Willis territory. He does like these weird straight to DVD limited release movies and all. I don't know if this movie's gonna be any good or not, but hopefully it's better than The Kid, because I saw The Kid last week, which of course had Dane DeHaan and Ethan Hawke. I thought that movie was garbage. I mean, should have been much better, but hopefully this movie is better, but we'll see. Also out this week, there's a film called Finding Steve McQueen. Here's what this is about. When an unlikely gang of thieves attempts to Anyway, as I was saying, when an unlikely gang of thieves attempt to steal $30 million in illegal campaign contributions from President Richard Nixon's secret fund, the plan quickly goes sideways, prompting the biggest manhunt in FBI history. This actually has a pretty cool cast. Let me pull up the cast list. One is directed by Mark Steven Johnson, who also directed Ghost Rider and Daredevil. And the cast also includes Travis Fimmel from that Warcraft movie, Forrest Whitaker, William Fichtner, Rachel Taylor, who of course was in Jessica Jones. Louis Lombardi's in this. Some pretty good cast members. I saw the trailer for this, and it didn't really sell me much. But, I mean, it looks like it could be a pretty fun heist movie worth checking out, so I'll probably give this one a shot. Also out this week, there's a film called Faith, Hope, and Love, which is a heartwarming romantic comedy about two vulnerable lost souls who pretty much have each other suffer deep losses and have their guards up. As a result, when they enter a dance contest and become partners, they begin to discover new perspectives on life, love, and faith. Of course, this is another faith-based movie because they do a lot of those. And the cast is pretty decent. Like, it stars Natasha Burr, who now, if you don't know who Natasha Burr is, you'll probably know who her mother is. Her mother is Candace Cameron Bure, who of course is best known for playing DJ Tanner on Full House. So I mean, hey, the Burr families are pretty much Christians, so it makes sense for Candace's daughter to be in a Christian movie. Also, Ed Asner is in this. His actor name Robert Krantz is in this. Emmett Walsh is in this film. Oh, Michael Richards, who is of course best known for playing Kramer on Seinfeld. I mean, actually, his career hasn't ended. if you guys watch one of Michael Richards' stand-up special, you know why I'm a little surprised that his career hasn't fully ended. Because he said a little certain word one time that I'm not going to repeat. But yeah. Also out this week is a documentary called Combat Absura. Here's what it's about. Just out of high school at the age of 18, Miles Lagozzi enlists in the Marine Corps. He was deployed to Afghanistan, where he served as combat camera. His unit's official photographer tasked with shooting and editing footage for the corpses, recruiting purposes, and historical initiatives. But upon discharging, Lagozzi took all the footage he and his fellow cameraman shot, and he assembled quite simply the very documentary the corpse does not want you to see. So it's pretty much like a groundbreaking look at the daily lives of Marines in a war zone as told by the soldiers themselves. That's interesting because I never really been to war. Like, I never really even thought about. I have joined the army a couple times, but I'm going to say it right now, be upfront. I'm pretty much frightened to do that stuff. I actually when I was in high school and all, I actually had ROTC class, which was actually fun and all. But if I knew that driver's ed lasted for was lasting for one semester, I probably would have done ROTC a third term. But anyway, now back to the movie. I probably would never join the army, but I do love to see anything like army base stuff because see soldiers' lives and what they go through and all. I'm always fascinated with stuff like that because soldiers, they go through war is just terrible, and they go through some really intense stuff, and they pretty much save lives every day, and every time during the Thanksgiving Day parade, every time I see a soldier or whatever, I always go and tell them, go up to them, shake their hands, and tell them thank you for their service because they're of course risking their lives and all. And this documentary seems like it could be pretty decent. Maybe I'll probably give it a shot. It looks like it could be a decent little doc. But yeah, once in a while I will watch a documentary. Sometimes I always say I mainly watch documentaries about stuff that I know of and all that. But a documentary like this, I should give it a go because it actually sounds and actually looks pretty interesting. So I'll probably give that one a shot. Also, out this week, there's a film called For Love or Money. It's like a British movie, and here's what it's about. Mark's life is going great. He's about to become a multi-millionaire, and he's marrying the love of his life named Connie, played by Samantha Box from Les Miserables. However, all is not what it appears to be in Mark's perfect life. Turns out, Connie has been secretly plotting to steal his impending millions. Wow, really? Not to be made a fool, Mark quickly puts a plan into action to see just how far Connie is willing to go to get her hands on his money. Now, the lead Mark is played by Robert Kalinske, who also starred in like Travis Fimmel. He also starred in that terrible Warcraft movie, and he can also be seen in theaters now in the new Captain Marvel. It's pretty decent. I've been watching a couple of British-based stuff like Sex Education. I'm digging, and then The Apocalypse was actually one of my favorite films of last year. Really love that. So I'll probably give this one a shot. And Samantha Box, I mean, too bad her career didn't like blues after Les Miserables, because she was great in that movie. Although I think she does like Broadway stuff. Like I know she's on the Broadway version of Pretty Woman. So I'll probably give this one a shot. Also, out this week, there's a Spanish movie called. Now I'm gonna butcher this name, so my bad. It's a film called No Manches Frida 2, and it's a sequel to a Mexican movie that got released a couple years ago, and it stars Omar Chaparro and Marta Hagreta. Now, Omar Chaparro, you might not know his name now, but wait till Detective Pikachu comes out. You're gonna know his name after that, because in Detective Pikachu, Omar Chaparro, his character owns a Charizard. Omar is the guy you seen in the Pokemon Detective Pikachu trailer who has like tattoos and all, and his Pokemon is a Charizard. Cannot wait to see how he trains that Charizard. Now I never really seen the first film, so I can't really comment on that. But I mean, it's from this like Spanish company called Pantalino or Pantalino. I can't remember the actual Spanish name, but it's from Lion. I guess it's a Spanish word for Lionsgate or something. And lots of their movies do great when it comes in Mexico. Like they've done movies like they did like Overboard, Instructions Not Included, and a few others interesting stuff. So maybe I'll give this one a shot. Finally out this week, there's a film called Superpowered Dogs, and it's about real life dogs around the world act as superheroes every day. And the documentary chronicles the stories of super pooches as Henry, a Canadian avalanche rescue specialist reef, and Italian Coast Guard lifeguard, and Tipper and Tony, who help protect endangered species in Africa. And it's narrated by Chris Evans, who of course is going to be in Endgame next month, I meant to say. I mean, this looks pretty decent. Chris Evans in this. I mean, interesting documentary that takes a look at the lives of dogs. Kind of like how that Combat Obscure takes the look of lives of examines the lives of soldiers. Looks like this examines the lives of dogs. I think this could be a really interesting little film, so I'll probably give it a go, maybe online or something. Now, that's pretty much all. There's not really a Netflix movie premiere this week. I mean, the only thing like Netflix related is that Idris Elba show and this show called Love Robots something. I forgot the actual name, but it's like an animated robot show that's from Deadpool director. So there's that. There's also The Highwayman. That I guess is it's that new movie with Woody Harrelson and Kevin Costner. That's actually heading to limited release, but it's going to actual Netflix on March 29th. So when that premieres on Netflix, I'll probably talk about that day. But anyway, not to mention Triple Frontier, also the new film with Ben Affleck, Oscar Isaac, and all. That premiered on Netflix yesterday, so just to let you guys know about that. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me leave you guys. What movies are you interested in checking out this week? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is Thomas Hill signing off.